Hey, good afternoon. Saturday afternoon. Thought, let's just do some more Blender. This kind of Christmas globe kind of looks cool. Something like this. Really simple. So let's try and make something like this. This by, I think it's Hyen or Solaris. I don't know who pinned it or the Solaris company or whatever it is. But we'll try to use this as a reference and create our own. So let's go into Blender. Boom. So I'm gonna first thing to do is just delete everything. Now we want to make sure we have a few add-ons ready for when we're using it. So the first one you want to do is real snow. Make sure real snow is checked and you have this checked, and also the extra mesh, so to add the extra objects and the extra curves. Just I always like to have these ticked just in case I'm using these, but we will definitely use the extra objects for this. Okay, so let's create a tree. So I'm going to go to the side view here. Okay, I'm going to look at it from the side, and I'm going to add a curve, Bezier curve. So you can see here's the Bezier curve. I'm going to tab to go to edit mode. They're all selected. I'm going to press delete vertices. I'm going to stay in edit mode and go over here to the draw tool. And then I'm going to draw the Christmas tree. So just from the side view. So, it can be like this. Nothing too fancy. There we go. And what we want to do is maybe fix this up. You can of course tweak this and probably draw a better Christmas tree than I can. For sure. If you spend more time on it. There we go. Doesn't need to be perfect. It'll be a bit funny. There we go. Bit weird shape, but yeah, there we go. I don't know what's going on over here, but that's fine. Okay, and let me move this point like this. Let's straighten this out a little bit. There we go. Okay, so we're going to go back into, so we can see this is the profile of our tree, and we want to kind of make this revolve to become a Christmas tree. So I'm going to just convert this. Actually, what I'll do is copy this and paste. So I have two. So I have a backup. If I want to go back to the original curve, I can. And then this Bezier curve, I'm going to right click and convert this to a mesh. So the reason I use it as a mesh, so I can apply a modifier, which will be the screw. Boom. And there you got a Christmas tree. And it doesn't look, it looks very even and symmetrical and kind of boring. So what I'm going to do is just apply that screw. Let's hit apply. And then I'm just going to quickly click on the sculpting tab. Now, just make it a little bit more interesting. I'm just going to use the grab as the grab. And then I'm just going to move some of these. Just drag the tree, just drag it down. Nothing too fancy. You can make the brush slightly bigger. Make bigger movements. There we go. There we go. It looks like the tree's kind of, looks more like a tree. There we go. Now if you want to make it really big, maybe shift some of it around, or there you go. Have a play until you're happy with it. I'm kind of happy with that. There we go. And then I'll just go back to my layout. That looks fine. We've got a nice tree. Really simple, nothing too fancy. Now I'll move this up above the ground. Now we want to add a trunk, so we're going to say add a mesh and be a cylinder. Very basic. Okay, boom. Plop that down. Go into edit mode. I'm going to select that top face and move this up and just press S to scale in. There we go. And if I right click this, shade smooth, we have a Christmas tree. Hey. Next, let's add a star at the top. So with the extra mesh, here we go, where we turn that add-on on. If you go here to mesh extra, you have a simple star. And you can move this simple star up. And of course we want to rotate this. So if I pop out the menu here, I can just say rotate this 90. There we go. Move this, or maybe to a position I want. Uh, like this. There we go. Scale this down, and this goes to the top of the tree. Maybe want to put a little stick on there underneath it. So maybe we can copy this little trunk and move this up. So copy and paste and just bring it the scale down. There we go. And then I can scale it on the Y. Boom. There we go. So now that's kind of sitting on there. Now the star is very sharp. So we do want to add some modifiers to that. So let's add a subdivision to this. Boom. And you know it's very soft. You know. And if that's the look you want to go for, like this reference image is very soft and rounded, yeah. But what I want to do is add a bevel and move this above. Just move it above. Now this gives me a little bit more control, so I can change that, you know, and define that shape a bit more or less. Kind of like that. Yeah, it's up to you how you want it to look. But yeah, feel free to play with that. You know, there's no rules. Anyway, so we got a star. Let's add the ground plane. So we need it to sit on something, right? So let's get a cylinder. I'm gonna scale this up, nice and big, and then scale down along the z-axis here. Okay, this down. Now we have a base for it to sit on. Okay. Now, if you want to put Christmas gifts from that last video, maybe you want to create those assets of that gift box, and you can just place them underneath the tree. You know, or you can make your own. Anyway, what I want to do is just press Ctrl A, apply the scale, and then I'm going to add a generate bevel and increase the segments there, just to give it a nice rounded edge, shade smooth. There we go, starting to look nice. Now, add in the snow. Where we added we activated in our preference the real snow I showed you. I'll just show you again. Real snow. Make sure you have this on if you didn't. Here on our toolbar, we want to have real snow. So we want to add some snow to this surface. So we're just going to say add snow. Boom. And then what it'll do is add a layer of snow to our object. Now, of course, you can change that height. So if I delete this and increase the height here, say 140, 145, add snow. There you go. So we've got some snow. We have a layer of snow, and then you can build up that layer of snow. It doesn't have to be one layer of snow. So I can maybe say, okay, I want another layer of snow on top of that. Give it a second. There you go. Now we have two layers of snow. So entirely up to you how you want to do that. And you can play around with the height and the coverage and stuff like this. And let's add some snow onto our tree as well. This one we're going to make sure we have selected faces on. And what we're going to do is select our tree, go into edit mode. With the tree selected, I'm going to choose the select circle. And I want some snow on the tree. So maybe some snow here, some snow that sits on the back here. We don't know what angle we're going to view this in, so just going to have one side with snow on it, and then I'm just going to, with that faces selected, all I'm going to do is click on object mode and then say add snow, and we have some snow on that tree. Again, you can click that, you can add layers of snow. I kind of want to change the thickness on that, so maybe a little bit more. So I'll just delete that and redo it. You know, you can play around with it until you like the look you want. This looks alright. Doesn't look too bad. Hopefully it'll look better when we start adding materials and stuff to it and light it up. But yeah, the overall model is looking nice. Okay. Next, what we want to do is add the actual glue, and we want to kind of maybe get rid of some of this. We want to like boolean this off. So let's see if this works. Hopefully it works first time. Swear. Let's scale this up nice and big. I'm gonna go to X-ray mode so we can see, or wireframe. There we go. Let's go into wireframe and move this up. So something like this, maybe a little bit bigger. There we go. Now we don't want this section sticking out of our snow globe. So what we're going to do, I mean, we could hide that with a base. Yeah, we can hide it with a base. I was going to say we could have I mean, the other ways you can generate a boolean and then kind of boom, select the sphere, let's say intersect, and then, it kind of hides that. But you could do that. But I think if we put a base on there, we could get away with using the base to hide that underneath. Yeah, definitely we can get away with that. Okay, shade smooth. So let's add the base. Really simple. We're going to use a mesh cylinder. I'm going to scale this up. As you can see, I scaled it up to the same width as just slightly bigger than our base that the tree sits on. I'm going to move this down. So go to tab. And what I want to do is select. Let me change this. I don't like it leaving it on circle. I like it on the marquee. But I'm going to move this up. There we go. Okay, from the side view and just scale this out. There we go. Now we have the base. And of course you can shade this smooth. Okay. Now we can't see the inside, but it's okay. We're just focused on this little base here. Now I'm going to press Ctrl A and apply the scale to this. Now when I apply modifier, it will behave a little bit better. So I applied the bevel modifier, add some segments. There we go. And then we get this nice kind of rounded base. So let's start grouping this all together, because I want to move this all one piece. Let's select everything and just shift it up. There we go. We have a base. So maybe you want to start naming these objects, because right now, it's very hard to know what's what. So I don't know, glass. This is the base. So I'm just going to rename this base. This is the tree. And this is already named snow, but you can rename that if you want. Tree snow, so you know what snow that is. And then you got the ground snow, of course. Now is this base too big? Let me move this down. We may have to boolean this. Or, being silly, I'm going to delete that ground there. I'm going to delete this and this. Because we have the base here already, being silly, I can apply snow to the inside of this. Alright. So I can select that face. I'll select this face here, because I know it's on the inside anyway. And then add snow. Oh, make sure I apply this first. Apply. Add snow. Why is it not adding snow to this? What is going on? Oh, yeah. Add snow, because I had the face deselected. There we go. That looks better. So now we have the snow in there. We have the base. It's a lot simpler. Sorry. Kind of making this up as I go along from just the reference. It's not like I don't practice this like video. I kind of just wing it most of the time. Let's move this up. There we go. Anyway, it looks alright. We want to add a solidify to this, so we want a bit of thickness to that. So let's add the modifier, generate, solidify. And now we've got some thickness to this, and we can adjust the thickness of that glass. So let's start adding materials to our scene. So what I'm going to actually do is right click, vertical split, like so. And this one, I want to see what the actual render mode's what it's going to look like, or give me a better preview of the materials. So I'm going to go to Eevee, I mean cycles. You can do Eevee as well if you want. I'm going to do cycles though. GPU and denoise this. There we go. And I click here. I'm just uncheck these symbols, so now we can see a little bit better. And you can change this environment and bring that strength down a tiny bit. But at least we have a better idea of what we're dealing with here. Now, I did forget to add that little nameplate. So maybe we want to add a nameplate. I mean, we can just quickly do that. Just go into edit mode. Let's add a loop cut here. Oops. And a loop cut here. So I just added 2 additional loop cuts. And then with those faces, these front faces selected. I can extrude this out along normals. So I'm going to extrude along normals and then drag this out. Just pull it out again. There we go. So now we have a little plate, as you can see. Once we put a material on there, it'll be a lot easier to see. Oh, there you go. And we can even possibly bevel this edge here, because it's, just give it a bit more. Let's just go into shaded mode here, so it's easier to see what I'm doing. Turn this X-ray mode off. Select the outer edge here. Now hold Alt and Shift. Now right click, bevel edge. Okay. And of course you can increase those segments. Now you can see the shape of that plate a lot better. There we go. Okay, so let's maybe do start with the glass so we can see inside. So we're going to new. I'm going to change this to BDF gloss. Was it gloss BSDF? There we go. We have glass. Now the roughness we're going to bring down. There we go, and you can see looks pretty cool. Kind of like that already. Of course, the reflections there's a lot going on with the reflections, but we can see inside, and you can see the snow there. Okay. Next one is maybe add the base color. So let's add the base. It was kind of like this color here. It was more of a brown. Break this down. There we go. I'll just call this brown base. Can rename this material glass. I like it's really good to always name stuff. Add another material. This will be the gold plate, so I'm gonna hit new and call this gold plate. Gold plate. Gold. It'll be, the roughness will be down, but it's metallic. And then we want to say what do we want to apply it to? So we want to say these faces. So if I hit face mode, select these 4 faces, and then I hit Control and plus, can increase that selection and grow the selection, and now assign that material to that plate. There you go. And you can see here on the left, we now have a gold plate. Now let's go back in here. Let's add some materials to the tree. So I'm gonna call that tree, and really simple, just make it green. It's up to you. What color? I'm a little bit dark green. Oh, I forgot to. I mean, we can add the additional decorations. I did forget to add the little balls, colored balls and stuff on there. New material on the star. Just rename that star. Star. There we go. It's kind of like a yellow. And emission. I want some emission. I want it to emit a little light. Got a nice little glow to it. Maybe a bit more orangey, yellow. yellow. There we go. It looks like this glass is very rough still. So let's click on the glass. Let's play around with this. Turn the in the rough the IO a bit down. I mean, it's up to you how much you want to change it. And also the solidify also has an effect on this. So you can see if I change that thickness, it affects the way the glass looks as well. Yeah. So yeah. Maybe like that. That looks alright. Maybe I want to add a subdivision modifier to this. So I'm just gonna modifiers, add a subdivision to this. There you go. That's a lot smoother. There you go. Looking nice. I mean, you can see the reflection of the environment, but that's totally fine. When we put a backdrop in, this will be less noticeable. Let's add some decorations on here. So what I'm going to do is just go back to this report here. Don't forget to save your work in case it crashes. Can't guarantee it won't crash. You never know. I'm just going to turn this off so I can focus on the tree. Okay, and we're just going to add some spheres on here. Doesn't matter. We can just put some UV spheres, nice and small. Just place them on the tree randomly. Right click, shade smooth. Place some here, one here. Yeah. Jeez, for the pause was interrupted. Anyway, so I'm going to say Control C, Control V, and place some of these around the tree. Oops, what's in the tree? Control C, Control V. I'm sure there's a smarter way of doing it. You can probably make it stick to the object or use some kind of particle system and generate them to stick, to generate all over the tree. But we only need a few, nothing too fancy. Oh, Control C, Control V. Put one up here. There we go. So we've got a few. Now let's apply some materials. We're going to get materials, new, and I'll just give it a random color. Why is that one? What? How does that make sense? I have this one select. Oh, maybe this one was selected. It doesn't matter. Anyway, just bring that roughness down. You can make it slightly metallic if you want. Yeah. Now, we're just going to go through and just add some random colors. Bring that roughness down. Yeah. New. New. You can see I'm just kind of making this up as I go along. Just choosing random colors. Like I said, there's no rules. Let's make this one maybe silverish. So we'll just go metallic. We'll bring that down like a chrome. There we go. Let's add some. Maybe we add some little loops. So I'm gonna add a circle. I'm gonna move this up. A circle busy. Boop. Put this in. Rotate this. Maybe we can scale this up like so. And then we're going to go to the curves option, geometry. I'm gonna add some depth. Boom. Let's add a emissive material to this. Let's go for like a red color on there. Emission. Increase that strength. You can see it here. I'm lighting it up. And then of course change this to kind of red. There we go. And then copy this again, copy and paste. You can scale this up. Perhaps you want to go the opposite way. There's no rules. And then give this a another material. So I'm going to add a different material on that. Oops. I hate when it does that. So it shows me that I've selected this, but this doesn't deselect. So that's a bit annoying that it does that, but that's fine. On this one, I'm going to just change the color here. There we go, to green. And then this one, for some reason, switched back. There we go. So now we got, got some extra additional decorations, and you can, doesn't have to be perfect. You can rotate this however you like. Yeah. So let's turn the glass ball back on then. We have a Christmas tree. Oh, that's pretty far out in the Z. Wow. Okay. So maybe we'll look at it from the above, and we just move that. We got this. Where is that? Where is this one? Where are you? There we go. Let's just move this in. Yeah. I missed a few things, but yeah, you can see it's fine. Easy fix. Looking nice. Like that. Let's select everything. Just move it up. Perhaps I'll rotate this slightly. Like so. And let's create a backdrop. So we're going to add a mesh plane. Scale this up. Nice and big. Select this back edge. I'm going to edit mode. Edge. Select this edge here. E to extrude up. Drag this up. Sorry if it's not easy to see. I'll make this window slightly bigger that I'm working in. Select this edge here. Right click. Bevel edge. There we go. And of course I'm going to increase those segments. And shade smooth. Let's go this a little bit bigger. And move this down. Yeah. And of course I can scale it out wider, just in case camera sees picks up anything else on the outside. And you can see now you don't see the reflection as much, but it kind of adds to it. You can pick it up in the reflection still, little bits of it, rather than where we saw the entire environment. If I increase that strength, you can play around with that. Okay, so now the backdrop, you can apply material to this. So, backdrop, correct color for this if you want. So you look to you, what color, if you want it rough, shiny, glossy, maybe slightly glossy. There we go. Let's try. I'm gonna try something different. There we go. And then now it's all about the lighting. Now, I've used the gobo lights and I enjoy using those. Just makes them more interesting. So I'm gonna do a horizontal split. Go to my asset browser. And I got the gobo lights. Let's go for something different. Let's go for one of these kind of trees. Let's get a tree. Let's try a tree. I'm gonna drop the tree in here. Okay, and then join area. We don't need the asset browser anymore. I have one in here. I'm gonna move this light up, and of course I want it to look in this area, so easiest way, empty. I'm gonna use a sphere, an empty sphere, kind of place it where I want it. Okay, go to my spotlight. I'm gonna say track 2 on the constraints, and of course we want to empty, we want to point at the empty, so now this is always going to point at the empty. Now if we increase this, so if I add a 0 to the wattage of power, boom, let's add another one, boom, look how strong that looks. But yeah, you play around with the lighting, maybe here, increase that spread, so the spotlight size, and that radius. I kind of want to blur it, so there we go. A little bit more blur. There we go. Now I'm going to add a camera as well. We're going to also have a track 2, and this will be the empty. Okay, and then camera properties. Now you can change that focal length. So I'm going to hit home, 0, home on the numpad. Just see what the camera sees. I'm going to turn all of the gizmos off, so you know I can just focus on what my camera is seeing. So I'm going to click on the camera, viewport display, I'm going to passport out now. This is what we see, only the camera. Okay, and we can move this, or you can animate the camera, you know, you can, whatever you want. There you go. That doesn't look very exciting right now. You could even try depth of field if you want it. I don't know, we could try it. Let's see, we can play around with some of the camera settings. Let's see what we get. So we have to return depth of field on, and we say, well, this is our focus limp, you know. Not the empty. Let's say the tree. We find tree. Tree. Probably not the best. Maybe not depth of field. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't work. Maybe it doesn't work for this as well. But let's try orthographic. Let's scale this. Alright. Yeah. I feel the background, maybe the background color doesn't, it looks too me old. Okay. Red. You know, green. That looks a lot better. But yeah, it depends on what you want to do, and of course, changing that reflection and the strength. Add so much more, and the lighting. Oh. But you see how much. If you have your own HDRIs, you can use those as well. You know, you're not locked into these. I'm just using these presets. Kind of like this one. Let me adjust this spotlight. Bring that radius down. Cool. Now the materials here, a bit meh. No, they're not amazing. I do have real-time materials that I purchased off of what's it called, Blender Market, and you know you have a whole set of blend materials. So let's maybe we can change that base to something else. Let's see what have we got on the. Is there wood? There we go. Wood. Let's see. Um, let's apply this. Let's see if that adds. Oops. Make sure you have the right material selected. Add material. There we go. You know, you can play around with that. That looks alright. I haven't done much to it, but it does look a little bit better. I'm not sure about the green now. I'm being very picky. Sorry. Uh, and then maybe I'll add another light. Let's use an area light. So let's scale this up. I'm gonna add some, 50,000, something ridiculous. Put it to the side over here. Get nice and big. And lit up this one side of the model. I kind of like that. That looks a lot better. Let me rotate this subject. Right. There we go. But hopefully that was useful. I kind of, kind of paused a little bit, waffled on a lot. But we did end up with this, and then of course you can animate this how you want. And if you don't want this scene environment, you just want to light it yourself, of course you can do that too. But yeah, I do like the look of that. Now if we want, say, to add some slight movement to this, say for example this one, let me make sure I'm on the normal. There we go. So if I go to items, that's the key here. Actually, let's go back to 0, set this to 0. That should be at 0, and then I'll just go here. Maybe we'll set this to 180. Oh no, 360. Let's do 360. So now that star should slowly spin. There you go. It looks like the light of have I keyframed the light without knowing that I've keyframed the light, or is it an animated light that I chose? I think I chose an animated light because you do have animated gobos, so that's kind of cool anyway. And then if you want, maybe you want to key the camera, so maybe it starts like it. Maybe we just have a rocking back and forth little loop. I'm gonna copy this end keyframe, paste it in here, and then in the middle somewhere, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. It's not the quickest preview update, but I think I don't know what I did. It's a bit struggling, but yeah, you see, it's kind of working. But yeah, you can create all kinds. You can animate simple things. Just add little sort of movement. I think because this is a animated gobo light, so it seems a little bit heavier than usual. But yeah, there we go. We created our own little scene, little globe. Enjoy your day, morning, evening, or night, and thank you again. Bye bye.